Water is, of course, a precious resource across the world, but particularly so in landlocked countries like Jordan. France 24's Clovis Casali was recently in Jordan. He joins me now. Hello, Clovis.
Hello.
When you were in Jordan, you were looking at the issue of water resources there and the impact that the Syrian refugee community has had on what were already pretty limited supplies. Tell us what you found.
Well, indeed, and it led to the worst possible combo. You've got a growing population and at the same time declining water reserves. And you said it, with this influx of refugees, it's causing huge problems. We were filming this report at the border with Syria, notably, and we met with people in those border towns telling us that they used to have water running daily in their pipes, in their homes. And now, because of the current situation, the war, the decade-long war in Syria, well, now they've only got water 12 hours, 1 day a week. So that's very difficult for them to cope with. It's a situation the Jordanian government is taking extremely seriously. How can they cope? What are the solutions? And of course, we know that water is a valuable resource, running scarce, not just in Jordan. And a lot of experts are saying it could be one of the major causes of conflicts and tensions in the year to come, especially in this in the Middle East, where this issue, this concern is shared by a lot of countries.
Right, and you were talking there about Zaatari refugee camp in the south of the country, but it's worth saying as well that it's an issue across Jordan, also in the area around the Dead Sea, that sea shared between Jordan and Israel.
Absolutely. It's a region I know you know particularly well, Jordan close to your heart, a country you know well, Amman in particular. And we travel to the Dead Sea to see what the situation is there, because the water levels are going down 1 meter per year, and that's been the case for about 30 years. This biblical landmark, possibly the most famous sea in the world. We notably went to some of the hotels to see the beaches getting larger and larger, and that's not a good point for businessmen that we met, notably one hotel owner called Aouni Kawar. He explained to us the situation, his concerns. You won't hear this in the soundbite, but he also accuses, of course, Syria and Israel of diverting the Jordan River, and that's one of the causes why there's less and less water in the Dead Sea. Take a listen to Aouni Kawar.
It's an ecological dilemma that will happen if it is not solved. Then it will cause further dryness of the sea, and eventually it will be a dry sea across. So the only solution is to go on with the project of the Red Sea connecting the Dead Sea, which has been in plan for so many years and has not seen the light yet, waiting for donor countries and interested participants in this project.
And he's talking there, Clovis, about a canal. Is that likely to happen in your view?
That's a very ambitious project. Everybody's talking about it in the Middle East, especially in Jordan and in Israel. This water pipeline, if you will link the Red Sea to the Dead Sea. It will help bring the levels up in the Dead Sea, but also bring fresh water to Jordan and to the Palestinian territories and to Israel, if all parties agree to it. It's been an issue because we all know that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu does not have the best relations with the Kingdom of Jordan, with King Abdullah, and that's creating major problems. Haaretz, the Israeli newspaper, was just saying a few days ago that Benjamin Netanyahu was trying to deny requests made by Jordan to get water. All of this under the 1994 peace deal. There's a water committee between Israel and Jordan, a major issue. And you'll see all of that in our focus coming up in the next few days.
All right, Clovis Casali, thank you very much indeed for talking to us about your trip there.